The human ship Meridian floated in the dark space between two star systems. Captain Jake Morrison stood on the bridge, looking out at the endless stars. His hands were behind his back, and his face showed worry. Today was important. Very important. "Captain, the alien ship is coming," said Lieutenant Amy Foster from her computer station. Her voice was calm, but Jake could hear she was nervous too. Jake nodded. "Good. Tell Dr. Bennett to get ready in the medical bay. Make sure everything looks perfect." This was humanity's first real meeting with the Zilani people. The Zilani were known across the galaxy as peaceful healers. Their skin looked like crystal and changed colors with their feelings. Humans had heard about them for years, but never met them face to face. Dr. Lisa Bennett was in the medical bay, checking her equipment one more time. She was a smart woman with short brown hair and kind eyes, but today she had a secret that made her stomach hurt with worry. On the metal table next to her regular medical tools was a small glass bottle. Inside was a clear liquid that looked like water. But it was not water. It was something much more dangerous. The liquid was called Project Catalyst. It was a military secret that could make human soldiers stronger, faster, and heal quickly during fights. Lisa had been working on it for 2 years. The government wanted it ready in case humans met hostile aliens. "Dr. Bennett," came a voice from the door. It was Commander Ryan Hayes, the ship's security chief. He was a big man with serious eyes. "The aliens will be here in 10 minutes. Are you ready?" Lisa quickly moved some papers to cover the bottle. "Yes, I'm ready. Just finishing up some notes." Ryan looked around the room. His job was to keep everyone safe. "Remember, we don't know much about these aliens. Be careful what you show them." "I understand," Lisa said, but her heart was beating fast. She should have moved the catalyst serum to a safe place. There was no time now. The Meridian's speakers came alive with Captain Morrison's voice. "All crew, prepare for alien arrival. This is a historic day for humanity. Let's make it a good one." In the ship's docking bay, the air shimmered, and a strange ship appeared. It was beautiful, made of what looked like white stone that glowed softly. The Zilani ship was nothing like human ships made of metal and steel. A door opened on the alien ship. 3 figures walked out. They moved with grace, like dancers. Their skin truly did look like crystal, and it was glowing with soft blue and green colors. The leader was tall and had the bearing of someone important. This was Elder Thorndar. Behind him walked 2 younger Zilani. One was a female who looked curious about everything around her. Her name was Kira Lynn, and she was a scientist like Dr. Bennett. Captain Morrison walked forward with his hands open, showing he had no weapons. "Welcome to the human ship Meridian. I am Captain Jake Morrison." Elder Thorndar's skin shifted to warm gold colors. This meant he was pleased. "Thank you, Captain Morrison. I am Elder Thorndar. This is Ambassador Kira Lynn and Guardian Veltar." Kira Lynn stepped forward. She was young for a Zilani, maybe the same age as a human in their 20s. Her crystal skin was bright with silver and blue patterns. Her eyes were large and full of wonder. "We are honored to meet humans," Kira Lynn said. Her voice was musical, like singing. "We have heard many stories about your people." "Good stories, I hope," Jake said with a smile. "Stories of courage and cleverness," Elder Thorndar said. "We wish to learn more." Jake led them through the ship's corridors. The Zilani looked at everything with interest. Human ships were very different from their own. Everything was made for function, not beauty. They arrived at the medical bay where Dr. Bennett was waiting. She had put on her best uniform and tried to look calm. "This is our chief medical officer, Dr. Lisa Bennett," Jake said. "She knows more about biology than anyone on this ship." Kira Lynn's skin brightened with excited colors. "A healer! Like me. I study how living things work." "Please, come in," Lisa said. "I can show you some of our medical equipment." The group entered the medical bay. Lisa began explaining human medical tools. The Zilani were fascinated. Their own healing methods used their natural abilities, not machines. Kira Lynn wandered around the room, touching things gently with her crystal fingers. Everything was new and interesting to her. She asked many questions about how humans healed. without natural healing powers. Humans are remarkable, she said. You make tools to do what our bodies do naturally. As they talked, Kira Lynn noticed several bottles on a side table. They contained different colored liquids. In her culture, sharing drinks was a sign of friendship and trust. What are these? She asked, pointing to the bottles. Lisa's heart stopped. One of those bottles was the catalyst Serum. Those are just medical supplies, she said quickly. But Kira Lynn had already picked up the bottle with clear liquid. To her, it looked like ceremonial water that her people sometimes shared during important meetings. Is this part of human greeting customs? Kira Lynn asked. Her skin showed curious purple and silver patterns. Before anyone could stop her, she opened the bottle and drank the entire contents in one gulp. Lisa screamed, "No, don't!" But it was too late. Kira Lynn had swallowed every drop of Project Catalyst, a serum designed to make human soldiers into super warriors. A serum that had never been tested on any living creature except humans, and no one knew what it would do to an alien. The medical bay fell silent for a moment. Everyone stared at Kira Lynn as she set down the empty bottle. Her crystal skin was still showing curious colors, but then something changed. The silver and purple patterns on her skin began to move faster. They swirled like water in a storm. Kira Lynn blinked her large eyes and looked confused. I feel strange, she said. Her musical voice sounded different, deeper somehow. Dr. Bennett rushed to her side. What did you feel when you drank it? Any pain? No pain, Kira Lynn said. But as she spoke, her skin began glowing brighter. The crystal patterns were changing from blue and silver to bright red and gold. But everything feels more. Elder Thorndar stepped forward, his own skin showing worried dark colors. What was in that container, human? Lisa looked at Captain Morrison with fear in her eyes. Jake's face had gone pale. He knew about Project Catalyst. It was classified, but as captain, he had been told about the secret weapon. It was an experimental serum, Lisa admitted. Made for human soldiers. It was not meant for anyone else. Guardian Veltar, who had been quiet until now, spoke with anger. You poisoned our ambassador. It was an accident, Jake said quickly. She drank it before we could stop her. Kira Lynn suddenly gasped and put her hands to her head. The colors on her skin were now cycling rapidly through every color possible. Red, blue, green, purple, gold, silver. They moved so fast it was hard to look at. The lights are too bright, she whispered. The sounds are too loud. I can hear everything. Dr. Bennett grabbed her medical scanner and pointed it at Kira Lynn. The readings made her eyes go wide. Her heart rate is increasing, her body temperature is rising, and her brain activity... She looked at the screen again. It's off the charts. Commander, Ryan Hayes stepped into the room after hearing the commotion. What's the situation, Captain? Code Red medical emergency, Jake said. Get Dr. Sam Parker up here now, and clear this corridor of all non-essential personnel. Kira Lynn was now breathing hard. Her crystal skin was so bright, it lit up the whole room. She looked at each human, in turn, and when she did, her expression changed. You are afraid? She said to Dr. Bennett. You feel guilty and scared. You think you have killed me? She turned to Captain Morrison. You are worried about war. You think my people will attack your ship. Then she looked at Elder Thorndar. And you are not just worried. You are hiding something. Something about our people that you have never told the humans. Elder Thorndar's skin went completely dark. Kira Lynn, you should not be able to sense emotions so strongly. Not... Even adult Zalani can read feelings that clearly. But I can, Kira Lynn said. Her voice was getting stronger. I can feel everything, every emotion from every person on this ship. There are 237 humans aboard, and I can feel all of them. Dr. Sam Parker ran into the medical bay with his emergency kit. He was an older man with gray hair and steady hands. What do we have, Lisa? Alien reaction to Project Catalyst, Lisa said quickly. Unknown effects. Her body is changing fast. Sam started checking Kira Lynn with different medical tools. Her physical strength is increasing. Muscle density is up 30% and still climbing. Her reflexes are faster than any human I've ever tested. Kira Lynn suddenly stood up from the medical bed. She moved so fast it looked like she'd just appeared standing. Everyone in the room jumped back. "I can hear the people in the engine room talking about plasma conduits," she said. "I can hear the cook in the kitchen humming a song. I can hear someone crying alone in their room on deck 7. Captain Morrison activated his communicator. "Bridge, this is the captain. I need a complete scan of our ship. Check for any unusual energy readings or system changes." Lieutenant Amy Foster's voice came back quickly. "Captain, we're reading massive bioelectric activity from the medical bay. It's affecting our sensors on the surrounding decks." Elder Thorndar moved closer to Kira Lynn, but carefully. "Young one, you must try to control these new feelings. Focus on my voice." "I cannot control them," Kira Lynn said. Her crystal skin was now pulsing like a heartbeat. "They are too strong. And there is something else. Something growing in my mind." She turned to Dr. Bennett with eyes that seemed to glow from within. "Your serum was not just meant to make soldiers stronger. It was meant to make them better fighters. It has combat knowledge stored in it." Lisa nodded slowly. "The serum carries encoded neural patterns, basic fighting techniques, and tactical awareness. It was supposed to help human soldiers react faster in battle. But I am not human," Kira Lynn said, "and my mind works differently. Your combat knowledge is mixing with my natural abilities. I can see patterns now. Fighting patterns, strategy patterns. I understand things about war that I never learned." Guardian Veltar drew a weapon that looked like a crystal rod. "Elder, we must return to our ship immediately. This is too dangerous." But Elder Thorndar held up his hand. "Wait, Veltar. Something important is happening here." Kira Lynn walked to the window that looked out into space. Her movements were different now, more controlled, more dangerous, like a hunter instead of a scientist. "There are ships coming," she said quietly. "I can feel them even though they are far away, ships full of anger and violence. They mean to hurt someone." Captain Morrison checked his instruments, but they showed nothing. "Our sensors don't detect any ships." "Your sensors are not as good as what I have become," Kira Lynn said. She turned around, and everyone could see that she was no longer the same curious young alien who had entered their ship. Her crystal skin had settled into patterns of deep red and silver. Her eyes held knowledge that had not been there before. She stood like a warrior, balanced and ready. "The ships will be here in 4 hours," she said. "They are not coming for you, humans. They are coming for us. The Korthak Empire has found us again." Elder Thorndar's skin went completely white with shock. "That is impossible. We hid our trail perfectly." Kira Lynn looked at him with her new understanding. "You have been running from them for a long time, haven't you, Elder? That is why we became peaceful. That is why we gave up our warrior ways, not because we chose peace, but because we feared war." The room fell silent except for the sound of the ship's engines and Kira Lynn's changed breathing. Dr. Bennett finally spoke. "What have we done?" "You have awakened something that has been sleeping in me for generations," Kira Lynn said, "and we are going to need it, because the Korthak Empire does not show mercy to anyone." Captain Morrison called an emergency meeting in the ship's main conference room. The large table was now surrounded by worried faces. Dr. Bennett sat across from Elder Thorndar, while Kira Lynn stood by the window, her crystal skin still glowing with red and silver patterns. "Explain to me what the Korthak Empire is," Jake said to Elder Thorndar, "and why they're hunting your people." The Elder's skin showed dark, ashamed colors. "The Korthak are conquerors. They take over star systems and make slaves of anyone who survives their attacks. They have been expanding their territory for 50 years. Commander Hayes leaned forward. "How does this affect us? We're not at war with them." "You are now," Kira Lynn said without turning from the window. Her voice had become confident and sure. "The moment they find Zelani with humans, they will attack you too. The Korthak believe that anyone who helps their enemies must die." Dr. Bennett was studying readings from her medical scanner. "Captain, I need to report something important about Kira Lynn's condition." "Go ahead, Doctor." "The serum isn't just giving her new abilities. It's changing her DNA. Her genetic code is rewriting itself, but not randomly. It's like the serum found sleeping instructions in her cells and woke them up." Elder Thorndar's skin went pale. What kind of instructions? Combat instincts, enhanced physical abilities, tactical thinking patterns, things that suggest her people were once very different than they are now. The elder was quiet for a long moment. Finally, he spoke. You are correct, human doctor. My people were not always peaceful. Long ago, before the Korthak existed, we were warriors. We fought wars across many star systems. What changed? Jake asked. We almost destroyed ourselves, Thorndar said sadly. Our warrior nature made us too good at fighting. We fought until our worlds were burning and our children were dying. So our scientists created a treatment that would remove our aggressive instincts. Guardian Veltar spoke up angrily. And that treatment saved us. We became healers and scientists. We stopped the wars. But it also made us weak, Kirillin said, finally turning from the window. When the Korthak came, we could not fight back. We could only run and hide. Dr. Sam Parker had been quiet, but now he raised his hand. I've been comparing Kirillin's brain scans to human patterns. The serum didn't just wake up her warrior, genetics. It's also teaching her human military knowledge. What do you mean? Jake asked. The catalyst serum contains encoded information about human fighting techniques, strategy, and tactics. It's designed to make our soldiers better in combat, but Kirillin's alien brain is processing this information differently than a human would. Kirillin nodded. I can see battle patterns that neither humans nor Zalani could see alone. I understand. Your military thinking, but I also have abilities you do not possess. Lieutenant Amy Foster's voice came over the intercom. Captain, you need to see this. Long-range sensors are picking up multiple ships heading our way. Big ones. Everyone rushed to the bridge. On the main screen, Amy had displayed a tactical view of the surrounding space. Red dots were moving toward them from the edge of the star. System. How many ships? Jake asked. 12 large vessels, sir. They're moving in attack formation. Kirillin studied the screen. Her enhanced senses were picking up details that the human sensors missed. Those are Korthak battle cruisers. Each one carries 1,000 soldiers. They're not just coming to capture us. They're coming to wipe out everyone in this area. Why would they bring so many ships for just 3 Zalani? Commander Hayes asked. Elder Thorndar's skin showed deep shame. Because we are not the only ones they are hunting. There is a human colony in this system, New Haven. 50,000 people live there. Jake's face went white. They're going to attack the colony? The Korthak always destroy witnesses, Kirillin said. They will kill everyone on New Haven to make sure no one can tell other humans about their expansion. Dr. Bennett looked at her scanner readings again. Kirillin, your abilities are still growing. What exactly can you do now? Kirillin closed her eyes and concentrated. When she opened them, they were glowing brighter. I can feel the emotions of every living being within 10 miles. I can predict how people will move in a fight before they know it themselves. My body is 3 times stronger than it was, and my reflexes are faster than your computers. But most importantly, she continued, I can think like both a human and a Zalani at the same time. I understand human strategy and Zalani natural abilities. I can see solutions that neither of our species could find alone. Captain Morrison made a decision. We're going to fight. Sir, we're 1 ship against 12, Commander Hayes said. Those aren't good odds. The odds get better if we're not fighting alone, Jake said. He turned to Elder Thorndar. How many Zalani ships are hiding in this system? The Elder looked surprised. How did you know there were others? Because you wouldn't send just 1 ship to meet humans for the first time. You'd have backup nearby, even if you call yourselves peaceful. Thorndar's skin showed grudging respect. There are 6 ships hidden in the asteroid belt. Good. And we need to warn New Haven Colony so they can prepare their defenses. Kirillin stepped forward. I have a better idea. Instead of just defending, we attack first. Everyone stared at her. Dr. Bennett spoke first. Attack? You mean fight 12 battle cruisers? Not fight them the way they expect, Kirillin explained. The Korthak are used to enemies who either run away or fight directly. They don't expect strategy that combines human cleverness with Zalani abilities. She moved to the tactical display and began pointing at different areas. Human ships are good at long-range fighting. Zalani ships are faster and can become invisible for short times. If we work together, we can confuse them. Commander Hayes was studying her plan. You want to use hit-and-run tactics? More than that. I want to make them think there are more ships than there really are. We keep moving, keep changing positions, keep them guessing where the next attack will come from. Jake looked at the tactical display. It's risky, but it might work. The question is, will your people fight? You said they gave up their warrior ways. Elder Thorndar was quiet for a moment. Then his skin began showing colors that none of the humans had seen before, deep red mixed with gold like fire. If it means saving 50,000 innocent humans and stopping the Korthak from expanding further, yes, we will fight. But we will need someone to coordinate our ships with yours. Everyone looked at Kira Lynn. She was the bridge between the two species now. Part Zalani, part something new created by human science. I can do it, she said. But I'll need to be connected to both fleets. I'll need to feel what every pilot and captain is thinking so I can coordinate the battle perfectly. Dr. Bennett checked her readings one more time. The neural bridging capability is there. The Serum has enhanced her empathic abilities enough that she could potentially link with multiple minds at once. Then it's settled, Captain Morrison said. We have 4 hours to prepare for the biggest fight of our lives. Let's get to work. As the crew rushed to prepare for battle, Kira Lynn remained on the bridge, staring at the approaching enemy ships. Her crystal skin pulsed with new patterns, not just Zalani colors, but something entirely new. She was no longer just an alien who had accidentally drunk a human serum. She was becoming something that had never existed before, a bridge between two species, and possibly the key to both their survival. The next 3 hours passed like a blur of activity. The Meridian's crew worked alongside the Zalani to prepare for battle. In the ship's communications center, Kira Lynn sat in a special chair surrounded by both human and Zalani technology. Dr. Bennett and her team had created a neural interface that would allow Kira Lynn to connect with the minds of pilots from both species. Thin wires attached to her temples glowed with the same colors as her crystal skin. Are you sure about this? Dr. Sam Parker asked. We've never tested this kind of mental connection before. I can handle it, Kira Lynn said. Her voice was calm, but her skin showed swirling patterns of determination. The serum has made my mind strong enough to link with multiple people at once. Captain Morrison stood nearby, watching the preparations. The colony on New Haven has been warned. They're moving civilians to underground shelters and powering up their defense systems. Their defenses won't last long against 12 Korthak battle cruisers, Commander Hayes said grimly. We need to stop those ships before they reach the planet. Lieutenant Amy Foster called from her station. Captain, the Zalani ships are moving. Into position. Elder Thorndar reports all 6 vessels are ready. Through the window, they could see space shimmering as the Zalani ships became visible. They were beautiful vessels that looked like they were made of living crystal. But now, weapons ports were opening along their sides, revealing that these peaceful ships had hidden capabilities. Korthak fleet will be in weapons range in 30 minutes, Amy reported. Kira Lynn closed her eyes and activated the neural interface. Suddenly, her consciousness expanded beyond her own body. She could feel the minds of the human crew around her. Captain Morrison's steady determination. Commander Hayes's tactical focus. Dr. Bennett's worry mixed with scientific curiosity. Then her awareness stretched further, touching the minds of the Zalani pilots in their crystal ships. She felt their nervousness. They had not fought in generations, but underneath their fear, she sensed something else. Ancient memories of their warrior ancestors, sleeping but not gone. Connection established, she announced. I can feel both. Fleets. Humans, your emotions are focused and disciplined. Zalani, your emotions are wilder, but you have natural instincts that humans lack. What's the plan? Jake asked. Kira Lynn's skin began displaying complex patterns as she processed tactical information from both species. The Korthak ships are flying in a standard attack formation. They expect us to either run or meet them head-on. We're going to do neither. On the main screen, she showed a tactical display. Human ships will engage them from long range, then retreat. This will make the Korthak think we're running scared. They'll chase us into the asteroid field. And that's where the Zalani ships will be waiting, Commander Hayes said, understanding the plan. Exactly. Zalani ships can hide among the asteroids, using their camouflage systems. When the Korthak ships enter the field, we'll attack from all directions at once. Elder Thorndar's voice came over the communication system from his ship. Kira Lynn, our pilots are nervous. They haven't fought in battle before. I know, she replied. I can feel their fear, but I can also feel their courage. Trust in your natural abilities. Your ancestors were great warriors. That strength is still inside you. Suddenly, warning alarms began sounding throughout the ship. Enemy ships are now in range, Amy reported. They're targeting us with their main weapons. All ships, begin the retreat, Captain Morrison ordered. The human ship Meridian and 2 other human vessels that had arrived to help began moving away from the Korthak fleet. They fired their weapons at long range, hitting a few enemy ships but not causing serious damage. Kira Lynn felt the excitement and aggression from the Korthak commanders through her enhanced senses. They're taking the bait. They think we're weak and running scared. They're following us toward the asteroid field. As the chase continued, Kira Lynn began coordinating both fleets through her mental connections. She could feel what each pilot was thinking and planning, allowing her to organize their movements perfectly. Zalani Fleet, power down all systems, except life support, she ordered. Hide among the large asteroids near the center of the field. The crystal ships disappeared from sensors as they activated their natural camouflage. To anyone watching, they simply vanished. Human ships, slow your retreat. Make it look like your engines are damaged, Kira Lynn continued. The Meridian and its escort ships began flying more slowly, as if they were having mechanical problems. This made the Korthak ships more confident and aggressive. Perfect, Kira Lynn said. They're entering the asteroid field now. All ships prepare for combat. Through her mental link, she could feel the tension from dozens of pilots. Human crews checking their weapon systems, Zalani pilots remembering ancient fighting techniques that their people had not used for generations. Enemy ships are spreading out to surround us, Commander Hayes reported. That's exactly what we want, Kira Lynn replied. When they spread out, they become vulnerable. Zalani Fleet, activate weapons and prepare to decloak. The Korthak battle cruisers had entered the asteroid field in pursuit of what they thought were fleeing human ships. They had spread their formation wide to prevent their prey from escaping. Now, Kira Lynn commanded. Suddenly, the Zalani ships materialized out of nothing, appearing right next to the Korthak vessels. Their crystal hulls glowed with power as they opened fire with weapons that shot beams of pure energy. At the same time, the human ships stopped retreating and turned to fight. Their missile systems launched dozens of projectiles at the surprised Korthak fleet. Direct hits on multiple targets, Amy reported excitedly. 3 Korthak ships are badly damaged. But the enemy was not defenseless. The remaining Korthak ships began firing massive plasma cannons that could destroy a ship with one hit. Zalani ship Thunder Sky is taking heavy damage, came a report over the communication system. Kira Lynn felt the pain and fear of the Zalani crew through her mental link, but she also felt their determination to protect the human colony. Thunder Sky, retreat behind Asteroid Cluster 7, she ordered. Crystal Wing and Stardance moved to cover their withdrawal. Her ability to coordinate both fleets was giving them a huge advantage. She could feel what every pilot was thinking and planning, allowing her to move ships like pieces on a chessboard. Korthak flagship is trying to break through our line, Commander Hayes warned. If it escapes the asteroid field, it could attack New Haven directly. Kira Lynn studied the tactical situation through the minds of a dozen different pilots. The enemy flagship was heavily armored and had the most powerful weapons. It would be difficult to stop. Captain Morrison, take the Meridian directly toward the flagship, she ordered. That's suicide, Hayes protested. Their main gun will destroy us. Not if they can't see us coming, Kira Lynn said. She turned to Elder Thorndar's communication channel. Elder, can your ship extend its camouflage field to cover the Meridian? There was a pause. It has never been attempted, but perhaps... Yes, I think we can do it. Do it. We're going to ram that flagship. Dr. Bennett looked shocked. Ram it? That will destroy both ships. No, Kira Lynn said, her skin glowing with confidence. It will disable their weapons and engines, then the rest of our fleet can capture it. As the Zalani ship extended its camouflage around the Meridian, both vessels became invisible to Korthak sensors. They moved through the asteroid field like ghosts, approaching the enemy flagship from its blind side. 20 seconds to impact, Captain Morrison announced. Kira Lynn felt the emotions of everyone involved in the battle. Fear, courage, determination, and hope all mixed together in her enhanced consciousness. All ships, prepare for final assault, she commanded. This ends now. The Meridian struck the Korthak flagship exactly where Kira Lynn had calculated. The impact was not head-on, but at an angle that damaged the enemy ship's weapons systems without destroying either vessel. Sparks flew across both ships as they separated in space. Direct hit, Lieutenant Amy Foster shouted. The flagship's main weapons are offline. Through her mental link with the fleet, Kira Lynn felt a wave of excitement from both human and Zilani crews. But the battle was not over yet. All ships, surround the flagship, she ordered. Don't let it escape. Zilani vessels, use your tractor, beams to hold it in place. The remaining Korthak ships found themselves outnumbered and outmaneuvered. 3 of their vessels had been destroyed, 4 were badly damaged, and their flagship was captured. The rest began to retreat. Should we pursue them? Commander Hayes asked. Kira Lynn considered this through her enhanced tactical awareness. No. Let them go. They will carry word back to the Korthak Empire about what happened here. They will learn that humans and Zilani working together are not easy prey. As the enemy ships fled into deep space, cheers erupted throughout both fleets. The impossible had happened. A small combined force had defeated a much larger enemy. Captain Morrison looked at Kira Lynn with amazement. How did you coordinate all of that? You were controlling the movements of dozens of ships at once. The serum changed more than just my body, she explained. It connected my Zilani empathic abilities with human strategic thinking. I could feel what every pilot was thinking and planning, then use that information to coordinate our attacks perfectly. Dr. Bennett was studying her medical readings with wonder. Your brain activity during the battle was unlike anything I've ever seen. You were literally thinking as both species at the same time. Elder Thorndar's ship docked with the Meridian so he could come aboard. When he entered the bridge, his crystal skin was showing colors none of them had seen before, deep gold mixed with proud silver. Kira Lynn, he said formally, you have awakened something in our people that we thought was lost forever. Our pilots fought with courage we have not shown in generations. They fought because they had something worth protecting, she replied. Just like humans do. A communication came in from New Haven Colony. This is Governor Pete Collins of New Haven. We want to thank both human and Zilani forces for protecting our people. 50,000 lives were saved today. Jake smiled. You're welcome, Governor, but we couldn't have done it without our new allies. Over the next few hours, crews from both species worked together to repair damaged ships and tend to the wounded. The differences between humans and Zilani seemed less important now that they had fought side by side. Dr. Sam Parker approached Kira Lynn with his medical scanner. I need to check how the battle affected your condition. The neural linking must have put enormous strain on your system. I feel fine, she said. Better than fine, actually. It's like the serum has finally finished its work. The scanner readings confirmed this. Your genetic changes have stabilized, Sam reported. Whatever you are now, you're no longer changing. What am I? Kira Lynn asked. Dr. Bennett looked at the data carefully. You're something new. Not fully Zilani, not human, but a bridge between both species. Your mind can understand how both cultures think and feel. Captain Morrison had been thinking about the bigger picture. This changes everything. If humans and Zilani can work together like this, we could form an alliance that other hostile species would think twice about attacking. Elder Thorndar nodded. The Korthak Empire has been expanding unchecked for 50 years. But today they learned that some prey can bite back. There's something else, Kira Lynn said. During the battle, I sensed other minds out there. Other species that the Korthak have conquered or driven away. If we can find them and unite them, we could build a coalition strong enough to stop the Korthak expansion permanently. A galactic alliance, Amy said with excitement. Dozens of species working together. But we would need someone to coordinate such an alliance, Jake pointed out. Someone who understands different species and can help them work together. Everyone looked at Kira Lynn. Her crystal skin had settled into a new pattern that seemed to combine both Zilani and human characteristics, flowing like Zilani patterns, but with the structured logic of human design. The Catalyst Protocol was designed to create super soldiers, Dr. Bennett said thoughtfully. But it created something much more valuable, a diplomat who can truly understand different species. I accept the responsibility, Kira Lynn said, but I'll need help from both our peoples. Over the following days, representatives from both species worked out the details of their new alliance. The Terran-Zalani Cooperative would be the first step toward a larger coalition of free species. Dr. Bennett's research station became the center for studying how the catalyst serum could be modified to help other species develop enhanced diplomatic and strategic abilities, not for war, but for cooperation. Captain Morrison was promoted to admiral and given command of the new joint fleet. Elder Thorndar became the first Zalani to serve as an ambassador to humanity, and Kira Lynn became something that had never existed before, the first hybrid ambassador representing not just one species, but the idea that different peoples could become stronger by working together. 6 months later, she stood on the observation deck of the new space station, built jointly by humans and Zalani. Through the window, she could see ships from 12 different species that had joined their alliance. The Korthak Empire had attacked 3 more star systems since their defeat at New Haven, but each time they faced organized resistance from the growing coalition. Word was spreading across the galaxy that there was an alternative to conquest and slavery. "Any regrets about drinking that serum?" Captain Morrison asked as he joined her at the window. Kira Lynn's skin showed patterns of contentment and hope. "None at all. It gave me the ability to help species understand each other. It turned a weapon of war into a tool for peace. Dr. Bennett wants to know if you'd be willing to help train other diplomatic candidates from different species." "Of course. The more bridges we can build between different peoples, the stronger we all become." As she spoke, her skin displayed new colors that seemed to represent all the different species in their alliance. She was no longer just Zalani or enhanced by human science. She had become a symbol of what was possible when different beings chose cooperation over conflict. The Catalyst Protocol had been designed to create the ultimate human soldier. Instead, it had created something far more powerful. Proof that the differences between species could become their greatest strength when they worked together. And in a galaxy where conquest and fear had ruled for too long, that was the most revolutionary weapon of all.